Hi everybody, it's Debbie from Inkylicious, and I know this is sort of a demo that you've all been waiting for, the misty trees. I do apologise, I've just been so busy at the moment. So this is using the Forest Pines stamp set, Mountain Valley stencil, and I'll show you some of the quick sort of samples that we've done with it. So this one is just a nice simple background to foreground, nice square Christmas themed one, although I don't know if you can see it, but there is sparkles on these as well. This is a lake island, mountains, and again more misty trees with the mountains in the background. In fact, sorry, no, that one hasn't got it. The one that we're going to do the demo will have the mountains. So this just gives you an idea of just different styles. And what you'll notice is this sort of pictures suit more muted colours. And then there's a large one here that I did for myself, for my own house. And just to show that these actually are the stencils that we have. So here's the stencil that fits this one. And then if we flip it, there's the stencil that fits it that way. So that's all we've done is just ink pads, stencils, and a bit of know-how. No pastels, no other pens, just ink pads, stencils, and I'll show you how to do it. Right, I'm going to take you through some of the products I'm going to be using. I said there isn't many products in using this. So we have the Forest Pines stamp set. I've got a spray bottle with water. I've got a couple of brushes. Please, these are not expensive brushes. These are the ones my grandchildren use. They're a couple of pound a pack. So don't think you have to buy expensive brushes for this. I've got some tissue just for mopping up any excess water. As already mentioned, I'm going to use one of our Mountain Valley stencils. I'm not sure which one yet. It might be the multi-mountain, where you can just get different effects from them, or one of them, but we'll see as we go. I've got a blending mat for putting my ink on. One of our blending brushes for using with the stencils for the mountains. Now the ink pads are the most important thing. You can't use regular dye inks with these, so such as distress inks, memento, distress oxides. They won't work. The dye ink soaks straight into the paper, and what we need is to be able to lift the ink off like this one. So you need a pigment ink. So pigment inks come in all sizes, shapes, mini ones, large ones, watercolour, all different style packaging because they keep changing it. The one I'm going to be using is Memento Lux. It's just the muted colours that I really like with these. So all my sample cards have been done using Memento Lux, although I do tell a lie. I did use a bit of watercolour charcoal on one of the larger ones. So I'm going to just set my table up and then we'll get started with the demo. The card I'm going to be using today is a watercolour card. Some of you that have already bought the stamp sets off me, I've been sending you out a sample pack of cards so you can follow me with this demo. And what it contains is a 60% cotton watercolour card piece, a 100% cotton watercolour card piece. And what these do is allow the ink to move and spread. The 60% is Canson XL Aquarelle as far as I remember. And the larger piece, the 100% cotton, it's either Legion, I think, or Archers. I'll let you know, and I'll put it down in the description below for definite. And I'll put all the sizes for the cards that we use in there. The other piece is going to be for another demo that we're going to do which is the next one to come. So keep the other piece of paper. Don't use it for this technique, because this is for your next demo that's coming. Right, what I've done is I've taken my 7x14 card, and just using some washi tape, I've just simply taped it onto one of my acrylic blocks. This just means I can move it about without actually holding the card, so I'm not going to get any fingerprints. Right, I thought we'll do one with using one of the mountains. Right, so I've got Memento Lux, I've got Nautical Blue, so I'm going to put some of this here. And when you're working on the blending mats, the ink won't ever dry. It can always be reused again. So this is an A4 blending mat, but you could always cut it in half and have two A5s. Whatever of this pigmenting that you put on here, you can always reactivate it and reuse it again. Now I want mine slightly deeper colour, so I will mix these two. But first of all, I'm just going to do my mountain. So I'm just going to pick a bit of each up and just mix them together in the middle here. It's just going to give me a nice deeper blue colour. Now for this, you don't need a lot. So I'm just going to just swipe across just to add some ink at the top here. And then I'm just going to just deepen the very top of it there. Right, all I'm going to do is take one of my brushes. Take this bigger one actually. Right, a bit of water. Get your tissue, dab off any excess. And all I'm going to do is activate this pigment ink now. So can you see, we can just start to smooth it out wherever we want. Wet the bottom edge. If you wet this edge here, what we can do then is just take this out and it'll just totally soften it off. If you feel that you've lost a little bit of ink, you can always come in and add a bit more in and just let it disperse itself. Okay, dab your brush, just take off any excess that you've got on here. I'm just going to take this edge out just so as it looks it's streaming away there. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to get a heat gun and just dry this one off. Only takes a few seconds. Right, we're going to put a bit of colour just in the background down here. So when we stamp over it, we've already got some colour coming in. So I've just got my spray gun here, and I'm just going to spray the bottom here. And I'll use the brush again. Let's get rid of that one. Right, I'm going to mix two colours here. So we're just going to bring the black and the blue together just to give us a nice deep blue colour. And again, I'm just going to just let it run. Okay, this is just as a background for our trees, that's all. Right, I'm going to dry this one off. Now I prefer to start off, if you do have a 2-speed heat gun, I prefer to start off on the low one. If you've only got a high-speed one, just go a bit further away from it. It just stops you blowing the water around. Right, same again. I'm just going to add just a spray of water and just pick up some more ink. And as I said, this is just as the background for our trees when we pop them on. Right, pick a bit of water up and always go across your edges just to soften them off. Right, you can always use your tissue just to pick any excess up. Again, we'll dry this one off. Right, we're going to stamp some trees up here as a misty one. So I'll just get my stamps on the block and then I'll be back with you. Right, so I've got some black ink and I've got the nautical blue ink. When you mix your inks together, how wet should they be? Right, the only thing I can sort of say to you, if you pick your blending mat up or whatever you're mixing your paint, your ink on, keep calling it paint, right, it should run. I don't know if you can see that. It's starting to run, but it's not a fast run. It's just a nice slow trickle, so to speak. That's about the right thickness that you want it for stamping. So all I'm going to do first, just make sure I've got a nice clean brush. And I'm just going to, where I want to do some trees, let's not put this in the ink. Right, where I want to do some trees, I'm just going to add some water here. So I'll have some misty trees across here. Right, so I've got some stamps on my blocks. And all I'm going to do is just use the top parts of these. So I'll just pick some ink up and stamp where we've put the water. So this is just layer one. We might do about 3 or 4 layers of these. Okay, so just stamp your trees initially. And then get your brush and just blend these out. Right, if you feel you've come down too far, get a tissue and just take some off. Okay, let's soften this edge up. Okay, get your tissue if you feel there's too much and take it off. Okay, I'm okay with that one at the moment. So let's just give it a blast and dry it off. Right, so layer 2, we've got, we'll use the stamp paddle. So I'll pick some with this one now. And again, I'm just picking it out of the edge. So let's turn this so I can get into it better. So I'll pick some up off this edge. Because again, I just want the top of the tree here. Nearly forgot. I'm going to add some water. Now because this is pigment ink, it's not going to move. It's already set now. Right, so pick up the top of this tree, go into there, not quite so far down. Again, I'm just going to blend these out. Always come in with your tissue if you think this, if you've got your ink pad, not ink pad, your ink, where you don't want it. Okay, and we'll blend this one out again. Blend it, sorry, dry it. Stick my tape back down. Right, same again. Some water. And then we'll bring it down this way a bit now. Right, we'll go back to this set. And we'll pick some of this one up. Come a bit more down now. Small one there and one there. Right, again, get your brush. Always dab it off to take off any excess water, and then we'll just blend these out. Just get a tissue, take some of this off. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm just going to take this one and I'm just going to add a few of these trees in. Be a bit lower. Right, again, I'm just going to take some water, blend these bottom bits out. Okay, take it down your paper. So that's our first set of misty trees at the top. So I'll dry this one off and then we'll start on the bottom part. Right, I've swapped my stamps out for some of the larger ones from the set. So we're going to do the bottom part now. So again, I'm just going to get my spray. It's a bit quicker than the brush. So I'm going to do is spray this bottom part now. Okay, I'll just brush it over. And again, as you can see, look, the pigment ink is set. So you might get residue off your sides. If you're ever worried about that, then do wipe your sides down. So that might probably be a bit too much on there. Right, so again, I'm going to go back into my ink that we've blended. And then we'll just pick some ink up. So just randomly, just keep tapping in it. Right, so these are all going to be the background trees. So we want these to blend out. So just keep repeat stamping. I'm just going to put a bit more water up here. So I want this to blend off. Okay, so as you can see, we're starting to get our background trees in this now. So we'll dry this off. I'll just take off any excess ink. And then we'll do the next layer. Right, next layer again. I'm just going to make sure this is still stuck down. Thank you. Right, I'm just going to spray this again. Just a light spray this time. And we'll go in with this one this time. So again, I'm just going to pick some ink up. I'm going to bring a bit more of the blue in. Just make it a bit more blue coloured. Okay, I'll go one there. On there. Try and change your heights as you work along with them. Right, so this is layer 2. So we'll give this one a quick blast. Right, layer 3, this is just going to be a very light spray. We'll go back to the bigger trees. Let's mix the two together again. And we'll bring one here. One here. Dry it again. Right, this is going to be my last layer on this card. So this is just a quick mist. And again, I'll just pick up the inks, and I'm going to bring a bit more black in from this side just to really darken it up and make sure these stand out at the front now. And then I'm just going to spray this a bit more because it's just drying up a little bit. So we'll bring the blue in, the black, that's better. That's it, now we're getting the trees at the foreground. Right, so we're up to this stage, and then my last one will be without spraying it, so I'll just quickly blast this again. Right, so this time I'm not going to spray the card, I'm just simply going to pick the ink up onto the stamp. Give it a bit of a mix. Just try and give it a chance for it to actually soak into the card now. I need to be a bit darker on this. Let's try pick some up from here. That's better. And we'll pop in here, and finally we'll pop one. Let's pick a bit more black up because I'm running out. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I think we're just about there now. One here. Okay. Right, what I'll do is just quickly dry this off, and I'll see if I can find my Take Flight stamps with the birds, and we'll just pop a few little birds in. Right, I've got my Take Flight bird stamps. I've just taken two of the smaller ones. I'm just using the stamp paddle. I'm just going to pick up ink from. Let's try and do a bit of a blend of it. There somewhere. Right, let's have a look. And like I said, the nice thing with this, instead of using a block where your hands are in the way, this just allows you to hover. So I'm going to pop one here. I've just missed that bit of an edge there, so I'm just going to pick some more ink up with this one. Take it off the bird that I don't want it on. Okay, so we've joined that one up. Now I don't like birds in pairs, so we'll do 3. So I'm just going to pick some ink up on this one. Take it off the one that I don't want it on, and then we'll just pop another one here. Okay, so we've got some birds on now. So what I'll do, let's just move this ink out of the way. Let's just peel this off. If ever you have taped your card up and you find that getting your tape off is a bit difficult, just warm it up. If you warm it up, it'll just loosen any adhesive on it. And you can just peel it off. Always peel it back on itself. And I'm never bothered if it has run a bit under it, because it gives you like an authentic watercolour effect. So that's your misty trees. So what we'll do is I'm just going to set up and I'm going to do another quick one, but a square version, just with the trees coming down as though it's a winter scene. So I'll just set up for that and then I'll be right back. I'm going to do a quick demo of this one, but this time it's going to be exactly the same steps, except for I'm using Memento Sweet Plum and again mixed with a bit of black if I want to have it darker. I'm just going to work through this, and it'll probably be a bit speeded up for you, but it's exactly the same processes, and this honestly is literally a 10-minute card. So watch through it all. Any questions, if you're not sure about anything, down below in the comments, just ask me. If you do like my videos and you want to see more, you can always subscribe and hit the notification button, so whenever a new video comes out you will be notified of it. So let me crack on and we'll do this one. So I've marred and layered them up now. So this was the first one that we did. And the second one, I've just popped a little bit of glitter on just to make it a bit more sparkly for Christmas. And talking of Christmas, I hope you all have a lovely festive season, and we'll be back later in the week with another demo for you. But take care, have a lovely holiday, and see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.